let's begin the shiny arc. So for the last 3 years I've been making the game of my dreams, and I finished the demo, got denied by Xbox and Nintendo, then I paused it up to relaunch it with Kickstarter, then that failed, then I got spammed by marketing agencies. Because of it, it was seriously making me consider just going dark, and then I ended up resting, and with the spam I started losing motivation in general and stopped working out. And I say rest, but most of the time I was working the job and then gaming and watching anime. And all of that within the last 3 months. But I want to make this game. I want to inspire and help motivate you to follow your dreams, and through this massive journey of my own that started when I was like 5. So the first thing is getting back into the routine of working out, doing Japanese before eating, then playing guitar for about 4 hours, and that was fun. And yeah, a good guitar video is bam. Then about 3 hours of researching and brute forcing the Bing's ChatGPT clone, I got this massive formula to help me introduce out of a cell where I'm logging the time that I'm spending doing stuff with text, where I go like 30 minutes for working out and then another 30 minutes for food. Then I just separated each hour into 10-minute intervals and then add up the cells with a specific letter in divided by 6. Now the formula is basically just this. Life lessons of logic. Then I spent an hour with tendril rotations and actually getting back into the game, because it changes whenever it goes from the UI to hand up of reef, and the rotation ended up changing every single attack. So let's go back. Tendril unlocks based on the stress system that I made in the revolutionized level up in that video. Then this super attack just kinda isn't working. I hit it for the demo specifically. Biggins can eat you. If you get too close, the thing will just literally nom, and then the only way to get out is by either killing everything inside it, killing it itself, dying on your own trying to get out, or just walking straight up to the butt and you get pooped out, which is very, very cool. So you can slip straight through the collide sometimes, and same with the enemies that spawn inside it because of the activation. I did do this white hole video before, so I could talk about making the mechanic without actually giving away what it was for, and it worked really well. On its own, the activation's kinda whack because I'm telling it to do the opposite of what the current active state is. But let's use the core of that more. Now, the next day, I wasn't enjoying working out much at all, and I lost a reason to try to do the pistol squat in his example. And after a few minutes of thinking about it, I found kind of a new thing. The goal now is just to be better and to grow. And I still want to get the Polachi. It doesn't matter what your motivations are for going for what you want for. I mean, you can go into the morals of that, but as long as you have a reason to chase what you want to chase, then it makes going through what you need to go through to get it so much easier. As long as you can keep pushing through the slumps, you are still progressing, which is what I gotta remember for being so tired and losing progress when I'm not working. Now for shower food and shower and dev time. This is what I gotta fix. It's cool and it does work, it's just inconsistent because of the deactivation triggers, like I said before, and the eject distance, because based on your speed, you can go straight in and then straight out again and get launched. I took a little break here because I was starting to feel tired again. Then I'm getting killed way too fast since the health isn't being fully restored. More problems I gotta fix. The beacons are too slow, then the beacons can go into the ground even though the collision for reef works, at least most of it. Everything can be a little finicky, but overall, outside of compatibility, the issues with the demo, it works. So many ideas for the story. I want to know what happens when you leave halfway through a zone story in Zelda though, because you can go wherever you want, whenever you want. Does the story like morph around you to do refreshes or anything, or does it just assume that you're gonna remember stuff half a year later if you drop it for a while? I'll look into that on a rest day. So, I've had the beginning and end of the story plotted out for ages, but not the middle. So I can just reorder what I have and use this massive list of locations that I've been building up with ideas since I started the game. I've got the points that trigger to phase 2 and obviously phase 3, since that's really just the lead up to the end of the story. I do still need to decide what places will be in which phase, and then the main goal of phase 2 and 3. Wait! I know what it will be. Well, the transition into phase 2 is going to be focusing on the underdog part, because that is kind of the second half of the game's pitch. So I saw a video a little while ago about how Oda creates a story. That's kind of the guy who made the most popular manga there is, and that was turned into the anime One Piece. This is from Oharo's YouTube channel. He knows these really in-depth pieces about his characters, and this is actually his mangaka general practice. So people that create mangas, that's what they usually do. It goes even further with this. For him, everyone has an arc, and it even extends to the environment. He knows what the characters, he knows who the characters are, what they want, and what the purpose is in the story. So then he can use the perspective of his characters to just make the story flow. By like shifting the perspective, you can just explode with the amount of characters that will be in the story, but you can't forget a lot of them. And then with the environment stuff, this whole concept is how the Sky Islands were created in the first place. That's the first thing I noticed. The culture and the people are created around the environment. Where the islands are being thrust into the sky, they're being held there by clouds thick and dense enough to create its own ocean. If you are curious about this, there is a reason One Piece is called the GOAT. The thing does have over 1,000 episodes, but for me, the first half was pretty much a drag, and it was worth it, definitely. I say check out episode 517 to just get the feel of if you like it or not, because that is when the thing gets really good. And now I'm at the latest chapter. And that's 11:34. So all I'm missing with my story now is which locations are going to fit in which phase, and still the main reason for phase 2, other than the individual story of individual locations story, what I want to say through each spot. Now it's time for the job. Okay, I am booming with ideas. Core of the world is just done, planned out, ready to go. Most of the locations came from that previous list. Here's a prototype. Then basically everything just slotted into the right spots in the right phases automatically. The mangrove, storm, and swamp. It just feels right in phase 1 with what I want to do in that first phase. That is the only spot that those locations can actually fit. Next day was mainly fleshing out the environment plans and refining stuff, like reordering things in the hierarchy. Then prototyping is looking very good, but I would say it's really a quarter to half of the map actually done because of this vertical elements being in. What? I was thinking I gotta be careful with how many places I'm pulling from my plans so I can focus on what I actually want to focus on. I mean, yeah, One Piece has 55 locations, and yeah, it's been running for nearly 30 years, but I have about 22, little under half. I mean, then again, One Piece isn't finished yet, so I want another 3-ish just to fill out some spots in the world, and then I can start. Well, I should already be doing that, actually. I need to start formulating the ideas of what I want each location to be saying for the story. And the real hard part is going to be amalgamating the story to tell one major lesson within the game. I mean, One Piece, because it's so big, tells tons of different lesson points and things I want to say, but my thing needs to focus around the one point of the one game. So all of the other little lessons and things I want to say need to relate directly back to the core. I know the characters and I know the endings, and I can use that to experiment with whatever I think would be cool because I have that core. But I was starting to feel some tired again here, and I wasn't liking the ideas I was coming up with then. Would you guys stop, please? I'm trying to record. But I got nothing done over like half an hour, so it's time for sleep. Then I felt very tired and I didn't end up doing much work at all, and I just stopped working out as well because I thought if I'm too tired to work on the game, I should really stop working out so I can recover quicker and focus on the game, which is the main thing. And then we picked up my little brother for the 2 weeks of Christmas. So for the first week of that, it's all been multiplayer games and the job and chill. But I want to make, I said, stop cars! I want to make the game and I want to grow. I've got some vids stored up now, but the plan for this week is going to be animation smoothing and then the enemy logic. Smoothing those, because 3 months from the thing, by March, I want to have the polishing and everything done. Maybe a relaunch of Demo 3.0, and I'm thinking I can just leave the white hole thing on and then just give it some distance from the enemy's skin so that you're not going to get sucked straight in. But I have no clue how it's going to work with the animations. But I started playing Maneater from that tons of research on being resulting in 3 PC Game Pass. Woohoo! And I noticed the alligators, or I don't know what it's called, alligators actually snap their rotation to your position. So if I can't figure out a way to smooth that, it's not a big deal. Can I just make it snap the location, but then animate a rotation? And I spent 5 minutes getting this footage because I had an hour and a half until the job. Now I've got half an hour. Okay, see you next week. Bye bye. Let's go edit. And sorry if the video is mostly just me talking without many effects because half an hour to edit.